Good day everyone. For today's video, I'm going to present my assigned topic. My topic is about global culture. And this is the topic to be discussed. First is global culture. Second is a global youth culture. Third is global demographics. Fourth, cross-cultural marketing strategy. And the last is considerations in approaching a foreign market. First, we must proceed. What is global culture? Global culture is a group of human beings whose members identify with each other on the basis of distinctiveness measured by combination of cultural, linguistic, religious, behavioral, and biological and traits. Global culture is an important issue facing marketers is the extent to which one or more global consumers, cultures, or segments are emerging. Evidence suggests that there is indeed movement in this direction. Such a culture would have a shared set of consumption related symbols with common meaning and desirable among members. One such proposed global culture is that portion of local cultures that view themselves as cosmopolitans, knowledgeable, and modern, such as individuals share many values and consumption related behaviors with similar individuals across a range of national cultures. Such cultures are being created by the globalization of mass media, work, education, and travel. Some product categories, example, cell phones, internet, and 80 brands like Sony or Nike, have become symbolic related to this culture. This does not imply that these brands use the same advertising globally, but rather that the underlying them and symbolism may be the same. Thus, a combined shampoo and conditioner could be positioned as a time saver for the time pressured modern career woman. The advertisement might portray the shampoo being used in the context of a gym in the United States or in Germany, where many females exercise, but in a home context in Japan, where few women visit gyms. Philips Electronics is one firm that has developed a global positioning strategy based on such a global culture. Next is a global youth culture. What is causing by this convergence? The largest single influence is worldwide mass media, including the internet, and more recently, mobile devices, music, sports, and fashions appear to the major points of convergence, although the convergence often goes far beyond this to underlying values such as independence and race taking. Also, the marketers are using the similarities among youth across cultures to launch global brands or to reposition current brands to appeal to this large market. Levi's, reacting to the growing online trend among global teens, launched an online campaign in Asia targeted at young, tech-savvy trendsetters. Is the website played heavily on the Western music and style to promote its Levi's recut, reborn jeans. The theme emphasized that the jeans have been recut for today, with one page showing a 10 being reborn or transformed by the new Levi's jeans. It is the new and very popular jeans hand to the fashion. Also, technology is mainstream. Wired teens are a global phenomenon, not restricted to developed countries. 56% of teens globally are superconnectors, meaning they use two or more electronic devices. Examples, there are cell phones and internet daily. For example, again, Cook distinguishes between major urban centers and smaller cities and towns in China. Consider the following. In the smaller cities and towns, Cook uses a famous Chinese actor traveling the countryside in a hot bus and stresses taste and price. In China's largest market, its TV spot features a hip Taiwanese, or they call it VG, which or who shows of his dance moves as he pretends he's cook and magnetically draw him to an attractive Addy across the street. According to a Coke executive, which is the Urban TV, the advertisement is aimed at young adults who want to do things their own way as opposed to following a famous actor as the in the bus spot. Next is the global demographics. Global demographics is economies such as in India and China have seen rapid growth which has led to increased personal disposable income and strong and growing middle classes that are the envy of marketers worldwide. Also, they concern about the extent to which economic growth in this and other countries will continue and current rates are beginning to appear due to rising fuel and food costs. To the extent that growth continues at a relatively rapid pace, such expansion not only creates opportunities but can also present their challenges. Also, demographics are both a result and a cause of cultural values. Densely populated societies are likely to have more of a collective orientation than an individualistic one because a collective orientation helps such societies function smoothly. Next is the cross-culture marketing strategy. As we have seen throughout the chapter, cross-cultural variation in such factors as values and demographics may make it necessary to adapt product and services to local considerations. One term for this adaptation is localization. Localization, which is generally taken to mean global localization. Uniformity is sometimes possible, but companies must often adapt to cultural differences. We saw this earlier in the case of example of the KFC in Malaysia. Consider is a McDonald used to strive for uniformity. And next we will proceed to considerations in approaching a foreign market. It is very interesting topic. There are 7 key considerations for each geographic market that a firm is contemplating. An analysis of these 7 variables provides the background necessary for deciding whether or not to enter the market and to what extent. It mainly an individualized marketing strategy is required. A small sample of experts, preferably native to the market under consideration, often will be able to furnish sufficient information on each variable. This is also the geographic area homogeneous of its or its heterogeneous with respect to culture. This is the question. And the answer of that is the marketing efforts are generally directed at defined geographic areas, primarily political and economic entities. Legal requirements and existing distribution channel often encourage this approach. However, it is also supported by the implicit assumption that geographical or political boundaries coincide with cultural boundaries. As we have seen, country boundaries represent general tendencies, but differences within a given country are also critical to consider. For example, research suggests that strategists in Latin America need to consider not only cross-country. For example, the country of Brazil versus Chile, but also within country. Examples there within country of both mentioned is the regional urban or versus rural. These are the differences. Likewise, China has strong regional cultures, urban and rural cultures, as well as sharp differences associated with income, age, and education. These marketing campaigns must be developed for cultural and demographic groups, not just countries. That's all. Thank you for listening.